Dear students, in the last class we discussed about inventory control and the various techniques involved in inventory control. In today's class, we will discuss about EOQ and different costs associated with inventories. Okay, so there are basically four categories of inventory cost associated with keeping inventories of items. Okay, so the first one is item cost or production or purchase cost. Okay, what do you mean by item cost? That means it refers to the cost associated with an item, whether it is manufactured or purchased. For example, if you want to produce an item, the amount required for buying the raw materials in order to make that particular product, that particular cost comes under the purchasing cost or item cost. Okay, so here when you are purchasing in bulk, then the purchasing cost will incur certain amount of discounts. So basically the item cost, production cost or purchase cost involves the cost of producing. That means the cost of raw materials or whatever is required for the production of that particular product. Okay. Then second one is ordering or setup cost. It is also called the buying cost or procurement cost. Here this cost include the fixed costs associated with obtaining the goods through placing an order or purchasing or manufacturing or even setting up of machineries before starting the production. Now for example, in simple words, if I want to buy a particular item, I place an order. Even in e-commerce, if I place an order for a particular product, it will incur some shipment charges, delivery charges, etc. So that will come under the ordering cost. Okay, if it is for the setting up of a plant, what all machineries are required to set up that particular plant or factory, all that comes under the setup cost or ordering cost. So the advantage of this ordering cost is that if you are ordering a particular product or material in large quantity, the ordering cost can go down or you can minimize the ordering cost. So that is, for example, if I want to buy a particular material or 10 kg of a particular material, for then the cost incurred, suppose the cost incurred is 1000 rupees, because you need to get that material from one place to the destination. Okay, for that you have charged rupees 1000. But again, if I am ordering 20 kilos instead of 10 kilos, the same amount of ordering charge will be incurred for the product. That means, for in short, you can say that for 10 kg of a particular item, the ordering cost is 1000. For 20 kg of that same item, again the ordering cost is 1000. So as the size or the amount of material that is purchased increases, the ordering cost can be minimized. Okay, so that is all about the ordering cost. Now the next one is the carrying cost or holding cost. Now what is carrying cost? If you are buying a particular material or a product and you are stocking it, so for holding that particular good in stock, you require it will incur some amount of cost. That is called the holding cost or carrying cost. Basically it is denoted per unit of the good for a particular unit of time. Okay, so in case of holding cost, there are various components associated with holding cost, such as the invested capital cost, record keeping and administrative cost, handling cost, storage cost, depreciation cost, tax and insurance cost, then purchase price or production cost, then again salvage cost and selling price. All these things are included in holding cost. So here you have to understand one thing: if the amount of material or if the stock size increases, the holding cost also increases. Here your ordering cost and carrying cost, they have an inverse relationship. Now in case of ordering cost, if you are buying more amount of a particular item, the ordering cost will go down, right? Or else if the amount is less, the ordering cost will be high. Here in case of carrying cost, if the amount is more, carrying cost is high. If amount is less, carrying cost is less. Okay, so here this depends upon the size of the material or stock. Then the last one is the shortage cost or stock out cost. That means if there is a demand for a particular material in excess and if there is no much material available, then there will be a shortage. Okay, in such cases this shortage cost will occur. So here, if the unfulfilled demand for the goods can be satisfied at a later time, that means in case of backlog cases, the costs are assumed to vary. That means this shortage cost will vary directly with the shortage quantity as well as the delaying time. That means if you have the demand for a particular material and there was a shortage, and later on you are trying to fulfill that, okay, you are getting the material and trying to fill up the demand, then that cost will be directly proportional to the shortage quantity as well as the delayed time. Okay, if there is no demand, then definitely the shortage cost or stock out cost will be directly proportional only to the quantity, not to the time, because you are not going to fulfill it in a later stage. Only if you are going to fulfill it in a later stage, then time also will be considered. So these are the four categories of inventory cost. Now we are going to the major or the important thing which comes under inventory control, that is economic order quantity. Okay, now what is economic order quantity? Here, economic order quantity is the quantity of material to be ordered at one time. This quantity is fixed in such a manner as to minimize the cost of ordering and carrying cost of the stock. This is very, very important. So here we are trying to minimize the cost, ordering cost and carrying cost. Okay, we are trying to minimize both. Now, as I told you, these two things, that is ordering cost and carrying cost, they have an inverse relationship. If the size of material or product to be ordered is more, then ordering cost can be minimized, right? Because for huge amount of material as well as for small amount of material, if the ordering cost is same, then it will be economical for any person to buy huge amount of material. But if there is excess amount of material, then the carrying cost also will go up. So here there should be a balance between these two, and that balance is maintained in case of economic order quantity. So the quantity of material that is ordered should be neither too large nor too less. If it is large, what will happen? Holding or the carrying cost of inventory will be larger. If it is less, then the ordering cost will be more. So the size of the order must be economic, and this means that only optimum or most favorable or economic quantity should be purchased at a time. This quantity is called EOQ. Okay, so that means there should be a balance between the ordering cost and holding cost, and that quantity at which both these things will be equal or balanced, that is called the economic order quantity. Now there are four things that is to be noted. The first one is ordering cost and carrying cost behave in an opposite direction, as I told you before. They have inverse relationship. Then ordering quantity should be fixed at that level where the total cost of inventory, that is ordering cost plus carrying cost, is lowest. That means both of these things should be either equal or moreover somewhat similar, right? This is possible when ordering cost is equal or balanced to the carrying or storage cost. Then EOQ is that quantity at which the total inventory cost is minimum. So here in EOQ, what we are trying to do is we are trying to minimize the total inventory cost. So here EOQ brings a trade-off between carrying cost and the ordering cost. Okay, now the very next important thing is how we will determine the EOQ. Now this is determination of EOQ. This formula is very, very important. Here EOQ or economic order quantity is equal to root over of 2CO divided by I. In case of C, in some textbook you can see capital A. Okay, both are same. Either it will be capital C or capital A. This capital A or C is representing the annual consumption or usage of material. You have to note here, this is annual consumption. Okay. Here, in some question, when you are asked to determine EOQ, sometimes it will be given per month. In that case, you will have to multiply it with 12. Okay, so we will deal with such questions later. So here, this is the annual consumption or usage of material. Then O represents the ordering cost per order. Okay, and I represents the annual carrying or storage cost. Here also again it is annual carrying or storage cost including the interest per unit. So here this I is usually calculated as given in percentage of value of material per unit. So it will be given in percentage of per unit material of the ordering cost or something. It depends upon the problem. So we will deal with it. We will see how it is after doing a problem. Okay. Before that, one more thing that is to be noted is, if in a question the number of orders to be placed in a year is also asked to be found out, it can be calculated by dividing the annual requirement of the material by EOQ. So in a question, if it is asked to find the number of orders, what you need to do is, first you need to find the EOQ, and definitely the annual order will be given in the question. So that can be divided using EOQ, then you will get the number of orders. Okay, so now let's deal with the question. Now look at this particular question. Calculate the EOQ from the following information. Also calculate the number of orders to be placed in a year. Okay, so these are the informations that is given in the question. So here annual consumption is 10,000 kg. Then cost of placing an order is 50. Okay, so this is cost of placing an order, that is rupees 50. Then cost per kg of the material is given as rupees 2, and storage cost is given as 8% of the inventory. These are the information that is given. Now we will identify what all is actually given. Now we have our formula for EOQ. What is the formula for EOQ? EOQ is equal to root over of 2CO divided by I. Okay, this is the formula for finding EOQ. Now what all is given in the question? Now is C given? Let's see what is C. C is actually the annual consumption or usage of a material. Now here annual consumption is given. So here it is annual consumption. It's already given in the question. So you can directly write C is equal to 10,000 kg. Okay. Then the next one is O. What is O? O represents the ordering cost per order. Okay. So here it is given cost of placing an order. Cost of placing an order is given as 50. Correct? So it is already given. Therefore, O is 50 rupees. Rupees 50. Then cost per kg of material is also given. So that means for placing the total ordering cost is given as 50. Here cost per kg, that means totally there are 10,000. Annual consumption is 10,000 kg. So for 1 kg it is rupees 2. That is what is given in the question. Now here one more thing you need to find out, that is I. Okay, so I is given as, here storage cost or carrying cost is given as 8% of the inventory. Okay, that means for 1 unit of purchasing a particular material, for 1 unit, how much is given? 8% of that is what is called what? Storage cost. So I is equal to 8% of 2. Why? Here cost per kg of material is 2. Therefore 8% of 2 should be calculated, which is equal to 0.16. That means the carrying cost per unit is 0.16. That means for 1 kg the carrying cost is 0.16. Okay. Now you can apply this in this formula and you can find out EOQ. What is EOQ here? EOQ is equal to root over of 2 into C. C is 10,000. 10,000 divided, into ordering cost, that is 50, divided by I. I is 0.16. So on calculating you will get EOQ is equal to 2,500 kg. 2,500 kg. So that means you can write EOQ, that is a quantity to be ordered at a single order, that is 2,500 kg. EOQ means at one single order how much you are ordering, right? So you can write, therefore EOQ, or you can write quantity to be ordered in a single order or at one time. The single order is equal to 2,500 kg. Okay, so this is EOQ is 2,500 kg. Now in the question you are asked to find out one more thing. What is given in the question? Calculate EOQ. Also calculate the number of orders to be placed in a year. Now you have to calculate the number of orders. Now we have already discussed regarding this. That is, if in a question the number of orders to be placed in a year is asked, then what you need to find out? You need to calculate by dividing the annual requirement of material by EOQ. So what is the annual requirement? In the question it is given the annual consumption is 10,000 kg. Now we have found out our EOQ also. So you have to divide 10,000 by EOQ in order to get the number of orders. So you can write number of orders. Number of orders is equal to 10,000 divided by EOQ, that is 2,500. Correct? So you will get 4 orders. So number of orders is 4 and economic order quantity is 2500 kg. Hope this is clear. Okay, now we will discuss one more problem regarding EOQ. The next problem is, a factory requires 1250 units of an item of material per month. Okay, so here you have to see this is per month. Okay, each costing rupees 30. The cost per order is rupees 200 and inventory carrying charges work out to 20% of the average inventory. Find EOQ and number of orders per year. Okay, now let's see what all is given in the question. So before finding out what is given in the question, you need to write this formula so that it is easy for you to understand. EOQ is equal to root over of CO divided by I. Now what is our C? That is annual consumption. What is given in the question? The factory requires 1250 units of an item of material per month. So for 1 month the requirement is 1250 units. So for 1 year it will be 1250 into 12, which is equal to 15,000 units. So this is 15,000 units, that is annual consumption. Now what is the ordering cost? Okay, we need to find out ordering cost. Each costing rupees 30. The cost per order is rupees 200 and the inventory carrying charges work out to 20%. So ordering cost is given as, for one order, the cost is given as rupees 200. So ordering cost is rupees 200. Then what is given for each cost, for each unit, the cost is rupees 30, correct? So for per unit, the cost is rupees 30. Now what you need to find out? You need to find out I. How you will find out I? Here it is given. Carrying charges work out to 20% of the average inventory. That means this shows that it is 20% of per unit charge, right? What is per unit charge? That is rupees 30. So 20% of 30. So you will get this as 6. So you have C, O and I now. So you directly apply it in the formula. EOQ is equal to root over of 2 into 15,000 into O is 200 divided by 6. So you will get your EOQ as 1000 units. Okay, EOQ is 1000 units. Now what is asked? Find out EOQ and number of orders. Now I need to find out my number of orders. So how I will find out number of orders? It is simple. You need to divide the annual consumption divided by with EOQ. So annual consumption, we already found out annual consumption as 15,000. 15,000 divided by 1000, that is EOQ. So you will get the number of orders as 15 orders. Okay, so that is it. So I hope that you understood about EOQ as well as different costs associated with inventory. Thank you, students.